श्री नाम संकीर्तन की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल।
I'll tell you about what we are going to talk today. So, happy Janmashtami first of all to all of you. This happy Janmashtami, yes. I don't know for how many of you this is the first Janmashtami. You know what I mean by that? Okay. First serious Janmashtami. When you have an understanding of who Krishna is, right? We have seen so many Janmashtamis, right? But when you start getting into Krishna, when you start chanting the holy names of the Lord and then you start studying the Bhagavad Gita, then at that time what happens? You start becoming serious in Krishna Bhakti, and then we become one of the... So at that time we become very close to Krishna. We become serious devotees. So in that sense it's the first serious Janmashtami, maybe for some of you. Like that. Yeah. For me, I also remember my first serious Janmashtami was only after I understood little bit of Bhagavad Gita. Before that, it was only, what is that? Matki Bhode. That's all. So, we'll chant for 6 minutes. Okay, one round, very fast round we will all do. And today we will just pray to the Lord. Okay, we'll wish Him on His birthday. And we'll all close our eyes and intensely meditate on the holy names. And after that, we will talk Krishna Katha today, about Krishna Janam and some of the aspects of the Lord. 3 aspects we are going to speak: His birth, teachings and the nature of the Lord. Alright? Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, now before we start chanting, it was Dipankar Prabhu's birthday. He never told us. Last week itself. I had no idea, but I'll never miss it again. Okay. So, when we are chanting today, let us pray for this wonderful couple without whose house and services this program was not possible. Right? So, Dipankar Prabhu, Haribol. Dipankar Prabhu ki. Jai. So, we will pray for his long life, good health and lot of services to his spiritual master and to Srila Prabhupada. That is the best blessing a devotee can receive. Okay. And we also wish him that his taste for the holy name increases every day. Like that. That is the best gift. The most precious gift in this life is what? The most precious, in fact the only precious wealth we have is what? Holy name. I was hearing a lecture. How do we get taste for chanting? Because sometimes we say, na, बैठती हूँ लेकिन होता ही नहीं है, मन ही नहीं करता है. You know, this happens, right? Even for men as well as ladies. For all of us it happens. So there are 3 secrets to the spiritual kingdom. And after that we will start japa. There are 3 secrets. The first 2 lead to the third one. What is the third one? The third one is called Nama Ruchi. What is Nama Ruchi? Taste for the holy names of the Lord. Taste for chanting. नहीं तो बैठ नहीं पाते हैं. Without Nama Ruchi we can't chant throughout our life, right? So how do we sustain this Nama Ruchi? For that the first 2 are important. What are the first 2? First is Vaishnav Seva. Vaishnav Seva means what? Serving the devotees. So unless we take up some kind of a service and responsibility in the Lord's mission, it is difficult for us to get taste for the holy name. Initial days, probation period, we can simply just chant. Okay, but eventually all of us have to take up responsibilities for who? For Krishna. We take up responsibilities on behalf of so many people in the world, right? When we go to office, we take the KPIs of our boss, of our managers, right? And we say, my dear boss, I will now align my life to whatever your goals are. Can you tell me what is your financial year 2023-24 goals? And then we align and we do everything based on that. Now what you are doing, you are going to align your life based on the KPIs of the supreme boss, right? Krishna. So, Vaishnav Seva. Vaishnav Seva means serving the devotees of the Lord. When we serve the devotee, take up something, take up some service, serve some devotee. That devotee is of your choice. You can serve whoever you want. Second is Jiva Daya. Vaishnav Seva, Jiva Daya. Jiva Daya means what? Daya, I am saying the O because of Bengali. You can say Jiva Daya. Okay? Jiva Daya. Jiva Daya means what? Compassion for all living entities. Compassion towards all living entities, including animals. Right? And what is the highest service we can do in compassion to everyone? Tell them how to get out of this jail. That is the highest manifestation of any human being's compassion for any human being. There are two very prominent speakers in ISKCON. You must be know, if you Google, you will get their names. Okay, I like to hear, both of their lectures. Especially one of them I hear every day almost. One is known as Gaura Gopal Prabhu. You know him? He has now become a world personality. Okay, so his lectures are very humorous. Correct? The second personality is Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, whose lectures I almost hear every day. Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's lectures are very intellectual, right? And Chaitanya Charan Prabhu has this ability to present contemporary issues from the lens of the Bhagavad Gita. Every issue he will present. Okay, you will see his podcasts coming out like that. For example, recently, when some joker in Tamil Nadu commented that Sanatan Dharma is like leprosy, he said. Okay. Now anything they speak, these politicians, just for whatever. So in such cases, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu comes and does a podcast and gives the right message, the way it should, Sanatan Dharma should be understood, and why some people say the way they say, right? Without criticizing anyone. Very nicely he does analysis, doesn't criticize anyone, but he gives clarification. So these two are the favorite speakers. Okay, one is very humorous, other is very intellectual. Now both of them have a guru. Okay, some guru, his name is something. Okay. So they both have a guru. So they went to their guru. So actually Chaitanya Charan Prabhu went to the guru, spiritual master. He said, Maharaj, he told his guru, Maharaj, people have told me my lectures are very intellectual. Sar ke upar se jata hai kabhi kabhi. To understand your lecture itself, I have to hear many times, still sometimes, because Chaitanya Charan Prabhu's lectures are very technical and metaphysical. So what do I do? Should I try to be humorous in my class? So his spiritual master told him that everyone has their own way of giving the message of Krishna. Some people are humorous, some people come intellectual, some people can do both, right? But he said that the most important ingredient we should have is concern for others, genuine concern for others. That's called as Jiva Daya. That's why I said Jiva Daya. Vaishnav Seva, Jiva Daya. If we have these two, if we take service, if we are serving devotees, for example, our temple is there. There are so many services that are in our temple. Take up some service. Today some speakers were speaking. Today was Prabhupada's appearance day. So some speakers were speaking. One of the speakers said that he got attached to Prabhupada only because, by dressing Prabhupada every day, for years like that. So take up some service for a Vaishnava. Second is keep Jiva Daya in our heart. So that tomorrow, all of you sitting here have to become gurus. It's our ownership, all of us ownership to go and give this message of love of God to the whole world. So we have to do it with a missionary zeal. When we have these two things, automatically what happens? Nama Ruchi comes. Krishna gives taste, right? Because the taste for chanting comes only when Krishna wants to give us that taste. Please understand that. Because once you get taste for chanting, you will lose the taste for enjoying this material world, which is durlabh. Liberation is not so easy, right? So therefore Krishna parak ke denge. Kisko dena hai, kisko nahi dena hai. So what are the two things we should all do? First is what? Vaishnav Seva. Second is what? Jivadvaya. These two keep in mind, and then Namaruchi will come. So today we'll just chant 6 minutes, quick round we will chant, but full concentration. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. On the occasion of Sri Krishna Janmashtami, which was yesterday, we will talk about some aspects of Lord Krishna. We cannot love someone till we know them. ऐसा हुआ है कभी? Right? Even when in the movie, the hero has not met the heroine, he falls in love, but at least he has seen her picture. तेरी तस्वीर मिल गई, he says. Right? Something happens, no? How can you love someone about whom you have no idea? Right? Therefore, to develop love for God, we need to understand who God is, how He thinks. Right? What is His nature? We have to understand the nature of God, and then we fall in love with Him. Like that. So last week, on the occasion of Balram Jayanti, we talked about Balramji's appearance. Today we'll talk about Krishna's appearance. So I'm not going to go again, rewind too much, but Balramji appeared. What happened after Balramji appeared? Balramji was transferred into the womb of Rohini. Right? अभी तो womb में कोई है ही नहीं. Right? So what happened? Kamsa to आया मारने के लिए. So what was told to him? I will not go into details of pastime because we don't have much time. So Kamsa thought that Devaki had a miscarriage. Right? Devaki had a miscarriage. And then what happened? Lord Krishna advented. Lord Krishna advented on the day of Janmashtami. Where? In the jail in Mathura. This is what everyone knows. Now, I don't know how many of you don't know this. But Lord Krishna actually advented in whose womb? Vrindavan mein. In Mother Yashoda's womb. Okay. The personality who came in Devaki's womb, you can call not Krishna in one sense, but it was the four-handed form of Krishna. Last week, I was sharing with some of you during the Prasadam time. Not many people know that there are two Krishnas. Okay. Same one Krishna, yet two. Krishna who is in Vrindavan. Who is that? What is the name of that Krishna? Shyam Sundar Krishna. So remember this. Not many people know this. If you read the scriptures in detail, you will come to know. Shyam Sundar Krishna. This is the Krishna who is in Vrindavan. What does he carry in hand? Flute. Right? He is wearing a dhoti and he is just playing his flute. He is running after cows. He is eating curd rice with left hand, smeared all over his face. He is his name is Gopal. He herds the cows. That's all. Oh yeah. And the Krishna who was in Mathura, that is called as Vasudev Krishna. Hey Vasudev. Arjun says no every time. Hey Vasudev. Like that. He was the one who instructed Arjun on the Bhagavad Gita. Vasudev Krishna. Shyam Sundar Krishna and Vasudev Krishna. What is the difference? Shyam Sundar Krishna does not want to be reminded that he is God. Shyam Sundar Krishna does not want to be reminded. He wants to forget that he is God. Okay. This is the highest manifestation of the absolute truth. Param Satyam Dhimahi. The highest manifestation of the absolute truth is Krishna is simply a cowherd boy who doesn't have anything to do with his being Bhagwan. वो तो रोल है भगवान. But मैं तो गोचर हूँ. I'm just the son of my mother Yashoda. Right? And I'm scared of her stick. That is who? Krishna in Vrindavan. As Krishna comes out, what happens? Now, this sweetness of Krishna is called as his Madhurya. What is it called as? Madhurya. Krishna has got two features, Madhurya and Aishwarya. Madhurya means what? Madhurya comes from the word Madhurta. Madhurta means what? Sweetness. Right? It's very sweet. Madhurta. Whatever he does, all the gopis love. First they are complaining to Yashoda. ये माखन चुराता है. बाद में कृष्णा बोलता ओके नहीं आता हूँ तेरे घर पे. Then they are आया ही नहीं कान्हा. क्या हुआ? अरे आप लोग ने बोला था नहीं आने के, नहीं आया. Correct. They want him to come also. This is the aspect of his Krishna's sweetness. Okay, so this is called as what? Madhurya. As Krishna goes outside the bounds of Vrindavan into Mathura, what comes out? His Aishwarya Shakti comes out. So there is more knowledge of his godhood outside of Vrindavan. Right? Where he starts killing the demon, Chanura, Mushtika, all those wrestlers, that elephant, Kuvalayapida, who Kamsa sends to crush him. Sabko marte. Right? Krishna and Balram go like dadas over there on the streets. बोलते हैं किधर जा रहा है? सर कपड़ा है सर. किसका कपड़ा है? सर कमसा का कपड़ा है. मुझे देना, मैं पहनूंगा. नहीं, कमसा मार डालेगा. कमसा मारेगा ना, मैं मार डालूंगा तुझे पहला. That fellow said नहीं देना है. I will not give. Okay, starts finishing all the demonic personalities like that. Okay, so Krishna shows his Aishwarya. Kubja comes, a lady who is not considered very beautiful, like a hunchback. So she comes in front of the Lord and she is attracted by the Lord's beauty. What Krishna does? Just ऐसा करके chin उठा देते हैं. She becomes into beautiful lady. These are all what? Krishna's Aishwarya. He is showing all these things. Killing somebody just like that. Okay, of course, some time pass he does with Kamsa also finally in the wrestling arena. ऐसे ही मार सकते हैं उसको. Okay, but some time pass he does and finally kills Kamsa also. So all this Aishwarya feature is outside and everybody is looking at, बाप रे, इतना powerful. Whereas in Vrindavan, you come and tell the Sakhis, Krishna है, भगवान है. बोलते कौन ये? इधर है. नाच. Krishna से नाचता हूँ ना. He will start dancing. He dances to the tune of the gopis. बोलते हैं ये देख ना, मैं बोला है नाच रहा है, भगवान हो सकता है क्या? That is what their mood is. Right? He is Bhagwan. He doesn't have butter in his house. He comes to our house and begs, steals in fact, butter. He is scared of his mother. देख कैसा यशोदा mother is running and he is running away from her. Afraid of his mother. ऐसा हो सकता है भगवान. Bhagwan is the person from whom even Yamaraj, everyone fears Yamaraj, right? Even Yamaraj fears in front of Krishna. But Krishna fears in front of his mother. This is called as his sweetness, Madhurya. Like that. So, what happens? The Krishna who was born to Devaki is called as who? Vasudev Krishna. That is why he had how many hands? 4 hands. So he came and then what happened? Immediately what happened after that? Vasudev took him, carried him across, sent him to Nanda Baba. So वहाँ क्या? He gave it in the hands there. In one sense, yes. But what happened was this Vasudev Krishna merged into the womb of into Gopal, the son of Yashoda. He was already born. That is why later on that Akashvani comes. When he comes, Kamsa comes and tells, कहाँ है तुम्हारा नौवा पैदा हो गया है? And then what happens? Yogmaya comes. अबे बेवकूफ, ऑलरेडी हो चुका है उसका जन्म वृंदावन में. अभी तेरा टाइम आ गया है. Now he is going to finish. That's why what happens after his birth, Kamsa sends one by one demons to who? To Vrindavan. Now you may say, अरे यार 5 मिनट पहला तो आपने ये कहा कि कृष्णा का पूरा जो ऐश्वर्य किलिंग डेमन्स एंड ऑल मथुरा में होता है, वृंदावन में भी तो मार रहे थे वो. Who all did he kill? Who was the first personality who Krishna killed in Vrindavan? Utana. Who was the second? Shakatasura, a cart demon. Third one was Trinavarta, हवे में. Trinavata, hawa, air, wind demon, right? We will not go into each. We will do that some other time. Okay, one by one. We will go into details of pastimes later on. That these are all in Bhagavatam, 10th canto. This is what Bhagavatam is very sweet. So Krishna kills all these demons. Now what happens when someone comes and tells, अरे वो पूतना तेरे बच्चे को लेके भाग गई, छोटा सा कृष्णा. And then what happens? Then any mother will feel scared, na? So they are all scared. Okay. Mother Yashoda is extremely scared. And then what happens? After some time, to cut a long story short, it's a big pastime. We can go on talking about it. But Putana is lying dead. And her body is like miles. And then Krishna is just on her chest like that. And she comes and saves her baby, apparently. Who? Yashoda. Okay. So someone says, अरे तेरा बेटा ने मारा है भाई. नहीं हो सकता है. She refuses to believe it, and that's how her whole life is. She never ever believed that he was. What she tells is that नहीं मुझे पता है कि Garga Muni, my son has Narayana's blessings. So anyone tries to harm him, Narayan comes and kills. And actually that is true, because Krishna as a gochar never kills anyone. Who kills, the act of killing comes out. Who comes out of his body? The Vasudev feature out of his body comes and then kills and then goes back and again goes and becomes baby Krishna like that. Okay. So this is a very technical topic. Okay. But like that, Krishna in his childhood is killing one demon after the other. Right. Each of the demons killed by Krishna represents one anartha. By now all of you know. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. Anartha means impurities. Each and every demon killed by Krishna represents one what? Impurity in us. For example, what did Putana represent? Putana represents the pseudo guru. You know what pseudo? P-S-E-U-D-O. Pseudo means what? False. Bogus. Bogus guru. जो दाढ़ी वाड़ी लगा के आता है लेकिन भक्ति है नहीं उसको. Correct? If you ask him, he'll say, हाँ मैं ही भगवान हूँ. कल से डोनेशन दे देना मेरे को. Maintain me. Correct. So people maintain, and then he will do his own rascal leela. Prabhupada said, ras leela. Right? This is not genuine. These are not genuine. So Putana represents the ingenuine guru. Why? This guru comes as if they are servants of Krishna, but inside their heart they are very envious of Krishna. Putana also came like that. Right? As a servant of Krishna. She came as a gopi, the garb of a gopi, and she breastfed baby Krishna. But in her heart, what had she applied? She had applied poison to her breast to kill him. Right? So these are the people who come as if they love Krishna, but inside their heart they want something else. Like that. I'm not going to details, but each and every demon represents one anartha inside our heart. Okay, so we will talk about three aspects. We will talk about the birth of Krishna, okay, some of the aspects of the birth of Krishna, some of the key teachings, and then the nature of the Lord. Okay, and we have only 32 minutes, 32 to 35 minutes we have maximum before the children come for their drama. So we'll try and do as much as possible. Okay. So, Lord Krishna's birth. This is in no way comprehensive what I have written. It's just illustrative. Okay, it's not comprehensive. This slide, some aspects. That's all. Because we can go on speaking. Ananta Shesh tells that if I go on speaking for millions of years, okay, I will not even touch 1% of what Krishna's glories are. That Ananta Shesh is saying. So, what can I show in one slide about the Lord? Bhagwan के बारे में एक slide में क्या बोलूँ मैं? It's woefully inadequate. But at least some aspects we can discuss today. So the first aspect of the Lord's birth is that he is unborn. Now you will say, kya hai bhai? How can you say the Lord was born but he is unborn? That's why when people sometimes don't study Bhagavad Gita without guidance, they will say, तो पागल हो गया यार. लिखा है unborn, बाद में बोलते हैं born. लिखा है activity in inactivity and inactivity in activity. You know what I mean, na? So people get confused. क्या हो रहा है इधर, right? So unborn, eternal. Why it is said Because Krishna doesn't have to take birth at all. Krishna is who? The ever existing Lord. Now, if you can do fast Googling today, that will be nice. You can flick your phones. I'll give you some key verses and you can note it down if you want to, right? You can by heart it if you want to, okay? But at least you will know verse कहाँ पे है आगे के लिए कभी आपको करना है तो. Go to Srimad Bhagavatam in Veda base. Today we will open Srimad Bhagavatam. Go to Veda base, open Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Okay. I will also open from my side. Best is if I can open here, but I don't know how to do it. Okay. This iPad is I never understood it in life. Okay. So हाँ? करेंगे तो बढ़िया हो जाएगा, लेकिन वो चलाएगा तो ये पीपीटी चला जाएगा, फिर उसको लेके आने के लिए अगेन प्रभु आई हैव टू ट्रबल यू, इसके लिए मैं बस उतना ही है. दैट इज इजी. कोई भी वेदा बेस ऑनलाइन वेदा बेस. ओके, वेरी गुड. थैंक यू प्रभु, लव यू. भागवतम आ गया. सेकेंड कैंटो 9th चैप्टर में जाना पड़ेगा. Chapter 9. Go to second canto, chapter 9. Okay, and go to the text number 33 in that. 33. 2.9.33 में जाइए.
They cannot see this.
Who cannot see? They cannot see this, huh? अच्छा, I can only see, huh?
Yes, and they can see.
But can they? What should I do if they should also see it? उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा? अच्छा, swap, हाँ, फिर वापस unswap. अच्छा, ठीक है. चलेगा. ठीक है. Everyone saw? मिल गया सबको? Okay, what can you see there? Aham eva sam eva gre nanyad yat sad asat param paschadaham yade taccha yo vashishyeta so asmiyaham. See what is written in the Bhagavatam. Krishna is saying, Brahma, it is I. कौन बोल रहा है ये? Krishna is telling Brahma. कब बोल रहे हैं? At the beginning of creation, when Brahma appeared on the lotus flower. You remember last class I told you. At that time Brahma को lotus flower में है. Brahma को पता नहीं लेफ्ट जाना है राइट जाना है, सब अंधेरा हुआ है. And Brahma is thinking, दुनिया बनाने वाले मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे अकेला, कोई है ही नहीं. From Brahma only everyone came ना. When Brahma came, nobody was there. He was the only employee, first employee, correct, of material world, right? He had nobody. पूरा अंधेरा छाया हुआ है, लेफ्ट देख रहे हैं, राइट देख रहे हैं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. And then Brahma, what he does? He tries to do astral travel through the stem. He sees a stem leading up to Garbhodaksha Vishnu, but he travels, उनको कुछ नहीं समझ में आता है. So he comes back into the lotus flower and then does what? Meditation. Okay, on the Lord, on the Paramatma. And then what happens? Krishna appears in front of him. And now, this is what Krishna is telling him. What does he say? Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation. ये जब सृष्टि के पहले मैं already था. When there was nothing but myself, right? Nor was there the material nature. ये सृष्टि भी नहीं थी, लेकिन मैं था. He says, right? The cause of this creation. I, the cause of this creation, was there even before this creation. When nothing existed, I was still there. That which you see now is also I. तुम जिसको देख रहे हो अभी, that is also the same I. And after annihilation, annihilation means what? Destruction. After annihilation, what remains will also be I. Right? So this verse is called as the Chatushloki of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Chatushloki means what? The emperor verse. श्रीमद् भागवतम में से 4 टॉप वर्स अगर आपको चाहिए, जो एसेंस है भागवतम का, राइट? इट्स लाइक अ जिप फोल्डर. जिप फोल्डर के अंदर यू हैव thousands of files, but one zip folder. So these 4 verses, ये जो 33, 34, 35, 36, these are all what? ये 4 जो है ना, these are called as the Chatushloki of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We will not go into all, but it will suffice for us to know this verse today. So he is what? The Lord is what? Unborn. He existed before. Everything came from him. So there is no question of his birth. That is why the Lord is called as what? Not Aja. Aja. Lord is called as what? Aja. Aja means what? Unborn. Second aspect is Lord's birth is Divyam. Okay, go to Bhagavad Gita. Who can tell me which is the... Okay, go to Bhagavad Gita. Hold on, I need my phone for that. This is going to take time if we go like this. But फिर भी एक दो कर लेते हैं. I will tell you where to go. Oops. Yeah, go to 4.9 Bhagavad Gita. Now you all know how to go. Bhagavad Gita, not Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 9. Okay. मिल गया फटाफट. What is written there? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti so Arjuna. Okay. Who can read the English translation?
One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna.
Wow, kya baat hai. Krishna says, one who understands that my birth is transcendental. Janma karma cha me divyam. Mera janam bhi divyam hai aur mera karam bhi divyam hai. Right? One who understands this one aspect, which faith, which shraddha. What he says, naiti mameti so Arjuna. वो फिर इस दुनिया में नहीं आएगा. Last life. Right? Hands up if you want this to be last. Anyone wants to come back? Chat GPT? ठीक है. Android, robots will be moving here and there. Robots की शादी होगी. Okay. I don't want to come back to that nonsense, to see all that. Okay. Right? So, we have to understand his appearance is transcendental means what? Beyond the three modes of material nature. Which means what? You and I take birth because of our karmic bank balance, because of our karma. But Lord Krishna does not come into this material world because of any karma, because his karma operates under his jurisdiction. He is not subjugated. Third, he is completely self-satisfied. The Lord does not want anything. We wanted. What did we want? We wanted, हे भगवान, तू क्यों भगवान? मैं क्यों नहीं भगवान? मैं क्यों? Can I not enjoy? Can I not enjoy myself like you? तो कृष्णा बोला जाना, material world में भेजता हूँ तुझे. So because of our desires, material desires, because we were not satisfied in serving him, we said I also want to know how it is to be the Lord. So he said ठीक है, material world में illusion देता हूँ. You will think that you are a self-made man. So, but Krishna is completely self-satisfied. He doesn't want anything. We all want something, no? We all work very hard. There's an English song. We work hard for the money. So we are working very hard for the money, right? But Krishna, his wife is who? Lakshmi. Unko kya chahiye? Correct. He is served in the spiritual world with Sahasra Koti Lakshmis. So many Lakshmis are just serving him, under his service. तो उनको क्या चाहिए? Right? Completely self-satisfied. He doesn't want anything. सिर्फ एक चीज के भूखे हैं वो. What? Prem, the love of his devotee. Right? Swarat. He is completely independent. He is not dependent on anyone. To come in after coming into this world, when he is taken birth, he is not dependent on the breast milk of his mother to survive. Right? He is not dependent on anything. He is not thinking that, अरे वो पूतना आ गया, security को बुलाना जरा, कहाँ चले गए सबके सब. No. Correct? No, he is not dependent on any security. Right? He is on his own. Even as a child, he can defend. He doesn't need anyone. Completely independent. Nobody can control him or tell him what to do. But still, complete, fill in the blanks. But still, he is subjugated by his devotee. Prem se Bhagwan bhi, you can subjugate him. Right? That is why Krishna does not give his love so easily to everyone. Why? Because when we get love of Krishna, we can control him. He gives the power of attorney. If you give power of attorney to the wrong person, what happens? Bazigar will happen. Correct? Power of attorney given to the wrong fellow. Correct? So therefore, I don't know whether you understood what I said. Some people may have understood. Okay? Yeah. So power of attorney should not be given to wrong person. They will misuse it otherwise. Okay? He is Achyuta. Achyuta means what? He is infallible. Infallible means what? He doesn't do any mistakes. We all are susceptible to 4 things. MICS. What is M? Making mistakes. Being under illusion. Cheating propensity. Senses are imperfect. Not Krishna. That's why he is called as what? Achyuta, infallible. He will never fail to deliver. Right? He is Adbhut. Amazing. Wonderful. If you want to know this, whenever he comes like, like a hero. Whenever he manifests. ऐसा कुछ जैसा नहीं क्या हो गया हाँ कौन सा हॉस्पिटल में वो रॉयल विमेंस में हो गया अभी वो क्या इनक्यूबेटर में रहा अभी वो ऑक्सीजन दे रहे हैं अभी नॉट लाइक दैट कौन सा रूम में वार्ड नंबर 106 पता नहीं वो कुछ जॉन्डिस वॉन्डिस हो गया बोलता है अंदर लेके गया लाइक दैट हिज बर्थ कम्स हाँ पता ही नहीं था आपका बेटे का जन्म हो गया कब भूलने का नहीं when he comes what happens he comes with a like Amitabh Bachchan comes मैं हूँ डॉन मैं हूँ डॉन he comes like when Amitabh Bachchan comes on the stage what is it called as it's called as stage presence आ गया गोविंदा आ गया stage में I'm talking about this Govinda I have no idea what you thought okay right this is called as what stage presence now I'll give you an idea of the stage presence of the Lord okay go to Srimad Bhagavatam this is a verse beautiful verse for today you can meditate on this go to 10th canto the best canto out of all Bhagavatams Srimad Bhagavatam canto 10 okay I will try to go with this machine here I hope I succeed Krishna please help me okay हो गया 10th canto गए सब लोग go to chapter 3 10th canto chapter 3 the birth of Lord Krishna that is the chapter you can study if you want in Janmashtami ये first 3 chapters पढ़ो बहुत मजा आएगा and then go to verse number 7 and 8 okay and we are going to know okay this is a beautiful verse actually this verse is sung it is not just said it is sung मुमुचुर्मुनयो देवा सुमनंसि मुदान्वितः मन्दमन्दं जलाधार जागर्जुरनुसागरं निशीते तम उद्भूते जायमाने जनार्दने देवक्यं देवरूपिण्यं विष्णु सर्वगुहाश्रयः अविरसेद्यत प्रच्छायां दिशिन्दूरिव पुष्कलः देवकं देवरूपिण्यं विष्णु सर्वगुहाश्रयः okay that's how it goes the meter of this verse when it is sung like that okay अब इसका translation is brilliant look at the way he is coming what is happening who wants to read Krishna Janam who wants to announce okay Kaustubh Prabhu
the demigods and great saintly persons showered flowers in a joyous
just imagine it ऐसे नहीं theoretically पढ़ा ठीक है demigod ने कुछ market से flower लेके आके डाला है no imagine it slowly पढ़ना भाव के साथ
and clouds gathered in the sky and very mildly thundered making sounds like those of the ocean's wave then the supreme personality of Godhead Vishnu who is situated in the core of everyone's heart appeared from the heart of Devaki in the dense darkness of night like the full moon rising on the eastern horizon because Devaki was the same category as Sri Krishna.
So what is happening here? पूरा देवी देवता सब खड़े हैं waiting. Everyone is waiting. Suppose हम इंडिया में गए and then एयरपोर्ट पे कोई करता है क्या कोई नहीं आता है फिर भी मैं बोल रहा हूँ if we go like that कैसा लगेगा सब लोग बोले क्या सांप आया है क्या करेक्ट बड़ा सांप आया है Right? So Krishna's appearance is like, Sanjay Leela Bhansali. You have heard of this fellow? When he creates movies, what does he create? He creates an entire phantasmagoria. वो पूरा ऐसा aerial से helicopter से एक shooting आएगा. Sanjay Leela Bhansali का. What is that movie? I don't know. I forgot the movies, but whatever. He creates lot of opulence. You have seen that, no? What is that? Hum Dil Jo Kya Na. He creates that full mahal, and then people are all dressed and they are dancing. पूरा एक festival है उसके movies में, like that. So when Krishna comes like that, there is a utsav. There is a complete festival. It's a very, very festive mood. He announces, no, मैं आ गया हूँ, like that. So these are the verses. Now what? You have to meditate on the Bhagavatam. अब इसका पहले का verses सब पढ़ोगे तो इसमें मजा आएगा. Otherwise it will be like going after the interval in a movie. Correct? So study these chapters. Okay? So this is how he announces. So now how do I go back? अरे बाप रे, ये तो इधर आ गया. Oh Krishna. Okay, कहाँ जाऊँ भाई? PPT पे? अच्छा हाँ, correct. Good, I've become expert now. Okay. The last is Nar Leela. Nar Leela means what? Human-like vulnerability. Krishna becomes very vulnerable in front of his devotee. Okay? For example, I'll tell you something. It's not there in Bhagavatam also. It is there in another book. Okay? Uddhava is his best friend. And Krishna is now in where? He is in Dwarka. द्वारका में सो रहे हैं, बाजू में रुक्मिणी है, सत्यभामा सब है. एंड रात को क्या हो गया? कृष्णा ने गलती से क्या बोला? ए राधे, ए ललिते. Just imagine if your husband tells like that. ए लूसी, ए मार्गरेट. गए काम से वो, गया. अगला कितना दिन सो नहीं पाएंगे? I have no idea. Okay. So these people are wondering what the hell is going on. Correct? So they are putting a lot of rok dham to the Lord. So the Lord goes to his best friend Uddhav. He says, Uddhav, missing Radha Rani यार, कुछ करना. ये द्वारका में आ गया हूँ, मेरे को राजा बना दिया इन लोगों ने, मैं तो गोपाल हूँ. I want to meet the gopis. मेरे को Akrura has brought me here now. So like that. So this is his what? Vulnerability. He becomes very vulnerable in front of Uddhava. Or when Krishna is dancing with the gopis, Balram वहाँ पे आते हैं, elder brother. Now just imagine your childhood. When you are, going in your courtship days and all. पिताजी आगे सामने तो हम कुछ नहीं, वो फ्रेंड है कॉलेज का. नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, दोस्त है. All those explanations you give like that. So Krishna starts, he becomes very vulnerable and he gives a very sheepish smile to Balram. Now God doesn't have to do that, correct? That is called as what? Just, like Salman Khan says, being human. Being human, right? It's a brand t-shirt, no? Right? So being human. This is the most beautiful aspect of God. Being human. समझ में ही नहीं आता ये भगवान, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता है भगवान यार. नारद मुनि गोज टू द पैलेस इन द्वारका. इसे जब भगवान को देख के आते हैं, किधर है? तो बोला, अरे अपना कृष्णा तो एकदम राजा हो गया द्वारका में. आई हर्ड ही इज गॉट अ पैलेस, ही इज अ बिग किंग एंड ऑल. नारद मुनि गोज एंड व्हाट he sees into different palaces, and inside every palace is one queen. And you know what Krishna is doing in one of the places? He's combing the hair of his wife. ये तो हम लोग ने भी नहीं किया आज तक, मैंने नहीं किया, माँ कसम. Right? Who will do this? तेरा बाल कोम कर दोगे? बोला पागल हो गया. Correct? So therefore he's combing nicely, and he's also asking, ठीक है ना, everything is okay, like that. And he's सजा रहे हैं वाइफ को ऐसा. कौन सा हस्बैंड करेगा भाई? Correct? So this is how. And then what happens? Still Satyabhama is unhappy with him. सत्यभामा बोले, क्या है इतना बजे, कल किधर थे रात को? अंदर कृष्णा से, अरे प्लीज नाराज मत होना, बात नहीं करना है मुझे. एंड शी गोज इनटू कोप भवन इन एंगर. एंड कृष्णा इज टेलिंग, अरे सुनो तो सही, हेलो, अरे सॉरी भाई. व्हाई गॉड हैज टू डू ऑल दिस थिंग्स? बिकॉज दिस इज नर लाइक लीला, राइट? व्हेन कृष्णा इज सिटिंग इन द with his friends in Gochar Leela, Brahma ji comes and steals the gopas, correct? And then what happens? ब्रह्मा जी इधर छुपा देते हैं, बोलते हैं देखता हूँ किधर है, वापस आके देखते हैं, he just steals them and looks back, all those gopas are there. And Krishna is happily eating, curd rice, and Brahma ji सामने आते हैं. So he thinks that, oh, Krishna will say, Brahma, like that. But Krishna is just looking at Brahma like this. And then he's wondering, curd थोड़ा चिटका हुआ है. Ignoring him. How do you know if you ignore someone? Let us say if Bill Gates walks in and then he just goes and sits there, और बच्चन सब आए, just बैठ गए उधर, right? And we are all just ignoring, continuing the class. कितना टेस्ट पहुंचेगा उनको, बोला क्या कर रहा है ये लोग यार, right? They have no idea who I am. So that is how he shatters Brahma's ego. But Brahma भी दूध के धुले हुए हैं. तो ब्रह्मा ऑल्सो ट्राइज टू से दैट यही भगवान है क्या, ऐसा कैसा हो सकता है, पूरा इधर ऐसा कर्ड राइस एंड ऑल इधर चिटका हुआ है, नो. So Brahma is also bewildered by this. So he puts Brahma in complete illusion, and then Brahma realizes, he says that नहीं ये कुछ तो है. Let me go back and check. मैंने चोरी किया था ये, I had hidden all the gopas. He goes back and सब उधर भी है, इधर भी है, right? And then later on at the end of the pastime, every personality over there, every gopa shows a four-handed form, and then Brahma ji realizes, बाप रे, Krishna has himself expanded into all these gopas, and तभी उसका ego कम होता है. Then he accepts Krishna as, but then he understands who Bhagavan is. So it is said that out of all the pastimes, this human life where Krishna becomes vulnerable, this is a very sweet aspect of his birth. He becomes vulnerable, he runs Mother Yashoda's stick. So these are few aspects of his birth. Few aspects of Krishna's teachings. You all of you know Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan and Prayojana Gyan, right? Krishna's teachings are what? Which book is Krishna's teachings? Have you heard of the Bhagavad Gita? Yes. That is Krishna's teachings. This is the second beautiful aspect. All his teachings. So he has given everything that we need to know how to live in this life and how to get out of this place. We have discussed this quite a lot, right? So I will not elaborate this slide much, but he essentially gave us what? Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya Gyan and Prayojana Gyan. Sambandha Gyan means what? Who are we? Who is Bhagavan? And what is our relationship with him? Abhideya Gyan means what? How to attain liberation. ये जेल से बच के जाए, कैसा जाए? Right? The process. Okay? And Prayojana Gyan means what is it that we should strive for? What should be our goal of life? What is the highest attainment in bhakti? That is called as what? Prayojana Gyan. So he talks about all these things. He gave all these teachings. In the Bhagavad Gita, he addressed everyone. Krishna addresses everyone's needs. Okay? He says, if you sin, okay, he warns those people. If you molest, if you murder, ये सब करेगा तुम, तो he tells them, किधर जाने वाले तुम? He explains that, right? If you are only interested in enjoying this material world, enjoy, no problem, but don't harm anyone. For them, what does he explain? He explains what is called as karma kand. Karma kand means what? Oh Bhagavan, dhanam dehi, putram dehi, mani dehi. This is what? Enjoying the material world in deference to the scriptures. मतलब मैं अच्छा बच्चा हूं, लेकिन मैं एंजॉय करूंगा. मेरे को तेरा मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में मजा मारना है, लेकिन मैं किसी का खून वून नहीं करूंगा. ठीक है? I will do karma kand, and through karma kand what I will do good karma, and I will enjoy the heavenly planets. वहां पे मैं मदिरा पीऊंगा. Correct? And I will enjoy with the damsels. So he provides for such fellows also who are not interested in attaining him, who in Marathi we say they only make him kama purta mama. You know what is kama purta mama? Only for work you make someone your mama, like that. Okay? So people go to God only for material benefits. He caters to those fellows also. He gives them instructions कैसा करना चाहिए. Where does he give those instructions? In the Vedas. Because Vedas have come from Krishna. How to do karma kand. Pura section of Vedas is karma kand. Then for those people who want to escape the jail, he gives what is called as Jnana Kand. Jnana Kand means what? People, oh Krishna. Jnana Kand means people who want to escape this jail and who want to merge into Krishna or into his effulgence. He tells them how to do it. And finally, he comes to Upasana Kand. Upasana Kand is about what? About bhakti. He says, ठीक है, you want to merge into me or you want to have a relationship with me? तुमको क्या चाहिए? तुमको merge करना है, merge करो. ज्ञान योगा करो, merge हो जाओ. कोई problem नहीं है. Whereas, if you want to be with me, enjoying my pastimes in the spiritual world eternally, then the only process is what? Bhakti yoga. Then not jnana marga. Then only bhakti yoga. Beyond the Brahman layer, into the Vaikuntha planets, having a personal relationship with the Lord, rasa. So he gives all this knowledge in the scripture. So this is about his teaching. So he addresses everyone. He addresses the materialists, he addresses the impersonalists, and he also addresses us the personalists. He doesn't hate anyone. He loves everyone. All of them are his children, right? And he also warns the miscreants in society, like Duryodhan. Okay. Now, the most beautiful out of all this is this aspect, his nature. Some of the aspects of his nature are what? Krishna is called as Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsal. Bhakta Vatsal means what? Krishna is the protector of his devotee, right? Umpteen number of times you will see in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is coming to the rescue of his devotees. What are some of the examples? Draupadi, best example, Bhakta Vatsal. He comes to protect her chastity, modesty, right? Supplying her unlimited amounts of cloth. What is another example of Krishna's protection? Narsimha Leela, yes. He comes to as he beats all the rules of the game, right? He defies all the rules of nature. Neither man nor animal. Neither outside nor inside. Neither during the day nor in the night. Not using any weapons. Right? So he defies all the neither inside nor outside. Chaukat pe bilkul mara usko. Right? Neither in water nor in air. So amazing. Only Bhagavan can do all these things. Right? ये सब शिव भगवान से वरदान लेने के बाद कृष्णा gave a workaround for everything. Right? To protect his devotee, he will do anything. He took a vow that मैं अस्त्र नहीं उठाऊंगा. And Duryodhan said, अच्छा ठीक है तो आप सेना मुझे दे दीजिए. And Arjun said, मुझे आपका सेना नहीं चाहिए भगवान, मुझे आप चाहिए. So Krishna became his charioteer. And Duryodhan was saying, look at that fellow. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. He's saying, look at that fellow. Look at that fellow. What a fool Arjuna is. He chose Krishna. I am wise. I chose his entire army. He did not realize. Correct? Army is because of Krishna. You remove Krishna, it's like if I tell you, you have $1,000,000 you will be very, very happy. Correct or no? And then I tell you, अरे एक ही गलती हो गया, वो 1 नहीं है अभी. नहीं बाकी सब है ना zeros. Then you say, क्या है, कुछ value ही नहीं है. That is what Krishna is. And the zeros are what? His armies. Right? Duryodhan did not understand this part. Right? So therefore what happened? And Krishna also told, I will not take up any weapon. I am taking an oath. But what happened? He took the he went charging for Bhishma. He said, to hell with my oath. दुनिया मुझे कुछ भी बोले. I don't care. My name is not as important to me as protecting my devotees. That is why he is called as what? Bhakta Vatsal. He will do anything for protecting his devotee. Anything he will do. Right? Mare Krishna rakhe ke, rakhe Krishna mare ke. If Krishna wants to protect you, nobody can destroy you. If Krishna wants to take, nobody can save. He never forgets any loving service offered to him. Have you seen people? Ehsan Faramush. No? But not Krishna. He remembers even the things you have done in the previous lifetime. Putana, what she did? She wanted to serve the Lord. She came with noble intentions. No, she applied poison to her breast and breastfed the Lord. But in return, what happened? Krishna sucked the life air out of her and Putana fell dead. लेकिन उसके बाद क्या हुआ? No, he did not give her मोक्ष. मोक्ष तो किसी को भी मिल जाता है. मोक्ष को शिशुपाल को भी मिला. right? He gave her the position of Dhatri. You know what is Dhatri? Dhatri means what? Yeah, the servant of Yashoda. He gave her that position. You know why he gave her that position? Krishna said, ठीक है यार, तूने पॉइजन लगा के आया ना ब्रेस्ट में, लेकिन तूने मुझे अपना दूध तो दिया, तो उसका कर्जा तो निकालना पड़ेगा ना मुझे. और जिसने माँ का दूध पिया है वो तो बहुत बड़ा ऋण है वो. सो कृष्णा सॉ दैट, सो ही पनिश्ड हर फॉर द. एवरीथिंग ओके देयर? ठीक है. सो ही पनिश्ड हर for putting poison, but he did not forget the fact that she, and you know what happened? You know what happened? Putana, when she was breastfeeding the Lord, she was saying beautiful baby Krishna's face. इतना cute लग रहे थे कृष्णा, that when she was breastfeeding him, what happened? Momentarily उनका एक सेकेंड के लिए हर मातृत्व came to the forefront. What is मातृत्व? Motherhood. She said, अरे कितना स्वीट बच्चा, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ ये, इसको मारने के लिए आई, कितना सुंदर है ये. She was captivated by his beauty, and Krishna is what? Bhavagrahi Janardana. He caught that emotion and he repaid her for that emotion. One moment of pure love with the Lord, and what happened? Krishna forgot all the nonsense that she thought. That is how powerful the Krishna has come as what? His name. Kali Kale Nama Rupa Krishna Avatar. Krishna has come as his holy name. Whatever nonsense we have done in our life, एक क्षण में भूल जाएंगे. Just take to the holy name of the Lord. So Krishna never forgets any loving service offered to him, even in previous lifetimes. Okay, worships his devotee. When Sudama came to his palace, what did Krishna do? Krishna said, न जाने कहाँ कहाँ से चले आते हैं. No, he didn't say. He didn't think that कौन है भाई, अभी तो मैं राजा हो गया, बिरादी इक्वल्स में बात करेंगे ना यार, कहाँ है उसको यार, सर्वेंट क्वार्टर में भेजो यार उसको. Correct. Did he do that? No. What he did? Krishna ran out. And what happened? He held his hand, he brought him inside, he hugged him, he gave him a seat of honor, he washed his feet. Ye kaun karega? And then what did he do after that? He did everything. He honored him. And then he started eating from that thing. And who had to stop him? The queen had to stop him. बोलो इतना मत खाना, otherwise आप उसके साथ चले जाओगे. Because Krishna becomes the servant. Even she could not, and then she had to stop. So that is his worship of his devotee. Krishna is bound by his devotees' love. Nobody can bind the Lord. It is said that the Lord is faster than the speed of the mind. Nobody can catch him just by speed. Prabhupada says that even with astral travel, you cannot find where the Lord is. Right? You cannot catch him. भगवान को कभी बंदी बना ही नहीं सकते हो. But he agrees to be bound by the love of his mother Yashoda. So he is bound only by the. कृष्णा को बांधने का एक ही तरीका है. प्रभु 2 minutes. कृष्णा, हाँ टाइम है, 2-3 मिनट है, ठीक. हाँ, कृष्णा is can be only bound by the love of his devotee. एक बार कृष्ण प्रेम आ गया तो भगवान आपके हैं. He will be under your control, right? Yes, he never tolerates offenses to his devotee because he worships his devotee. Krishna says to Uddhav, he says, Mad Bhaktya Pujya Badika. In Uddhav Gita, in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, he says that I personally worship my devotee. Therefore, मेरे devotee के against किसी ने कुछ किया, मैं उसको नहीं छोड़ूंगा. Example I will tell you. Example. Once upon a time in river Saraswati, sages were sitting. उधर भृगु मुनि बैठे थे. You know भृगु मुनि सुना है ना अपने नाम? He was Brahma's son. भृगु मुनि बैठे थे and the sages discussed, यार ये ब्रह्मा विष्णु और महेश में सबसे ज्यादा टॉलरेंस किसको है, सहनशीलता. Who is the most tolerant out of these three? So then what happened? भृगु मुनि से ठीक है ना, मैं जाके पता करके आता हूं अभी. So he goes in front of ब्रह्मा जी and ब्रह्मा जी को देखते हैं. He forgets to acknowledge his father. मतलब ब्रह्मा जी को पूछते ही नहीं है. ब्रह्मा जी को देखेंगे तो you should pay obeisances ना, दंडवत, कुछ भी नहीं, ऐसे ही ठीक है, ब्रह्मा जी है तो क्या हुआ. So what happens? ब्रह्मा जी gets very upset with him, right? Then he goes to Shivji शिव जी के पास जाते हैं तो शिव जी comes to hug him like that. And when someone comes to hug you, what if you just go side में? ओ यार क्या भाई, मैं तो शिव जी हूँ, मैं तुझे हग करने के लिए आया and तेरी मजाल ये तो साइड में जाए. And refusing my hug. So what happens? Shivji tries to open his third eye, and then what happens? Parvati comes and tells him, don't get so angry. ठीक है. Then I'm cutting a very long story short. Okay. Then finally he goes to where? He goes to Vaikuntha. And then what he does? He goes in front of Lakshmi. He kicks the Lord on his chest, Vishnu. And what does Vishnu do? First of all, Vishnu gets up and he says, my profuse apologies to you, Bhrigu Muni, that I did not know that aap aa rahe ho. I am so sorry, he says. Then he tells Bhrigu Muni that आपने मुझे चेस्ट में लात मारा, आपका चरण मेरे चेस्ट में पड़ा. He didn't even say आपने लात मारा, आपका चरण मेरे चेस्ट में पड़ा. You kept your feet. You are an exalted Brahmana. You kept your feet on my chest. Now Lakshmi ji will always reside in my chest. That is how he is telling, right? So this is the compassion of the tolerance of the Lord. He completely turns the situation around, and then Bhrigu Muni goes like that. Now this is how the Lord can take an offense very easily to himself. But the same Lord, what happened? He had a devotee called Ambarish Maharaj. You have heard of him? Ambarish Maharaj fasting कर रहे थे. He was a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. But fasting के time क्या हुआ? Durvasa Muni came over there. Correct? Durvasa Muni came over there, and that day what happened? Ekadashi khatam hoke Dwadashi was starting, and Durvasa Muni was coming. So what happened? Based on the advice of seniors, the only thing what he did was, Ambarish Maharaj, he just broke his fast by taking one drop of water. That's all. वो भी पानी, ऐसा नहीं कुछ जो मसाला वड़ा खाया. पानी लिया उन्होंने सिर्फ, just to break his fast, so that then द्वादशी के पहले it is the rule to break the fast. And what happened? दुर्वासा मुनि का ईगो हर्ट हो गया. तुमने पानी कैसे पिया? मैं आया हूं यहां पे. Without feeding me, how come? And then he took a demon and then he raised it. What happened? In 1 second, the demon तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, but Lord का सुदर्शन चक्र अपने आप गया. Behind who? दुर्वासा मुनि. He ran to Brahma, he ran to Shiva, he ran to Indra. They said, ये इसके सामने हम भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते. मैं पशुपक्षी अस्त्र will also not work in front of सुदर्शन चक्र. Ultimately he went to Lord Vishnu and fell at his feet, saying that मुझे माफ कर दीजिए. Like हिंदी मूवी में होता है ना लास्ट में, right? But Krishna, what did he says? Bhagavan says, if you offend my devotee, even I cannot pardon you. मेरे हाथ में नहीं है वो. You have to go to that devotee and take the dust of his feet on your head. उससे माफी मांगो, तब ये सुदर्शन चक्र तो आपको छोड़ देगा. So he goes and offers, and then only he's out. So the Lord never tolerates offenses to his devotees. Lastly, the Lord places service to his devotee higher than direct worship unto him. भक्तों का सेवा भगवान को अपने सेवा से भी अधिक है. Especially now, the biggest example, one of the most prominent examples is Pandharpur. Have you seen Pandharpur? Pandharpur, what is the example? Lord Krishna comes with Rukmini and Pundarikan, who is also a devotee of the Lord. What is he doing? He is serving his parents. And then Krishna is coming inside because he has heard stories of how Pundarikan serves his parents very nicely, and his parents are devotees of the Lord, right? So when Lord Vittal comes, he does not say, to hell with my parents, Bhagwan ke piche bhagta hu main. No, he is still serving his parents. He gives a brick to the Lord and he says, Lord, please wait here. And then he finishes serving his parents and then looks at the Lord. And the Lord waits patiently. Even today he is waiting like this. Right? That is called as what? Rukmini and Vitthal. Because why? The Lord simply loves anyone serving his devotee, even if he is ignored in the process. First we should serve his devotee. And that is why in the Padma Puran, Shivji tells who? Parvati, Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnor Aradhanam Param. Out of all the worship, what is the highest worship? Vishnu worship is the highest. But he says, Tasmat Parataram Devim Tadiyanam Samarchanam. Higher than worship of Vishnu is what? Worship of his devotee. So this is what is the nature of the Lord. So if we understand this about the Lord, then we will know how to conduct ourselves, what to do in our life. We had very, very short time today. Our children are ready for the drama. That is why I will stop here for today. Okay, we can go on discussing about the lot, but this was the best we could do in 45 minutes, whatever we had. Shri Krishna Janmashtami ki jai, Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai, Children's Drama Skit ki jai.